How you feeling today? How you feeling today?
Good.
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah, looking forward to the opportunity to make some money.
Right, right. All right, so let's get straight into it. Disney had a good earnings call. They were up $10 in the after hours and $11 on the day. How do you feel about the potential of that company versus, let's say, that competitor, Netflix? Who do you see outlasting who in that streaming media market?
That's a good question. I think it's a good sparring match for market share. I know that Netflix is trending down right now in the over the last 2 years as far as market share. It's
In market share, but not share price.
no market share.
Right,
So
just to
that
make that clear.
the fight to gain the consumer base.
Right, right, right.
um, I think that I mean it's projected, it's reported and projected that by 2022 Netflix will tie Disney in uh, market share in the streaming industry.
Mhm.
But I think that Disney's brand is so big, and their strategy has been to monopolize everything. Um, I think Disney outlasts Netflix, or I think Disney remains number one. I think Disney surpasses Netflix.
Okay. What do you think? Netflix is currently at 510.72 and it's down pretty much $1.68 on the day and and 50 cent pre-market. What do you think Netflix can do to counter Disney?
I mean, I think they're doing a good job with creating um, diversifying their content. That's one of the advantage I think that Netflix has, is that they show a multitude of different uh, theatrical content, from documentaries to comedy, except all way horror, all the way down the line, right? Where Disney is isolated themselves more so um, to the Disney brand. You,
And,
you
and
understand what I
what's
mean by
and
that?
what's the Disney brand?
Um, Marvel, and that's not Disney brand, but they bought Marvel. Now they own, the exclusive
So
rights to
basically,
Marvel.
you're just saying family.
Mm-hmm.
They cater to family audience, whereas though Netflix may be a little bit more. Uh, I don't want
They
to.
broader.
They
They got a
broader,
broader range. Go ahead.
a little bit more gritty, maybe a little bit more raunchy at times, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. One thing you didn't bring up, and I was hoping you brought this up, is Netflix opportunity to go into gaming. We were just talking about gaming.
Oh, right.
We were just talking about gaming yesterday, but I think that's their next move. If they want to continue to compete, it doesn't have to be media streaming service for movies, docs, and all that. I think they have to go in a different direction. And really, last year we was debating about them doing live sports. Hulu has live sports. We was like, where's Netflix live sports? I was wrong. I think gaming is it. I think if they really can dive into gaming and find a way to maneuver themselves into gaming, I think that's where they'll really, really start to be on the rise again.
Okay, so I just pulled this up on the 52-week high. Netflix is what they're at. Their 52-week high was 587, I believe. I just want to confirm that. Yep. Well, 593 was their 52-week high, and 52-week low is 458.
Mm-hmm.
Opening yesterday, they were at 512. They closed out at 507, right? So they're not too far off from the 52-week high.
Right.
Disney is what?
Disney is at 187. Their 52-week high is at 203.02. And right now they are up $8.16 in the pre-market.
Okay, so they're trending upward. Long term, you're betting with who? You mentioned gaming for Netflix. You know, that's an opportunity for them to gain more market share or to gain more market share and bring in, or cross over and bring in another consumer base.
Long term, are we talking about share price, or are we talking about just from a business standpoint?
From a business standpoint.
Are we talking about from a business standpoint, or are we talking about where I can make my money from?
Gaining the most market share. That's what I'm really saying. I don't think that Netflix competes with Disney because Disney has more elements to it. Of course, they have the amusement park, which is partly why they're up $10. They went up $10 yesterday in the aftermarket, and about 11 in total on a day.
But this is what I'm saying though. We can talk about market share all we want, but if Netflix pivots to gaming,
okay,
they're in a different territory.
Okay.
They're in a different territory.
I agree.
So you got Netflix, let's say they start competing with PlayStation. Disney's not really into gaming like that.
Yet.
Right. So, and we have yet to see Disney go into gaming. So we can talk about market share and Netflix's decline of market share, but at the end of the day, I think they have to pivot, and I think we're starting to see them pivot with the gaming news that has been coming out recently.
So are you betting with Netflix over Disney?
Again, that's why I'm asking you, what are we betting on?
I said market share.
Market share, like I said,
does Netflix surpass Disney?
First of all, they already passed them.
How so?
Because they already own the streaming wars. Now, do Disney pass them in that instance? Maybe.
My question is not from my perspective, Netflix has not. Okay, so when we look at price point, right, Netflix is above Disney, right?
And if we look at market share, go ahead.
Right, but their trend, Disney is on a rise, right?
Right.
So I should be saying that opposite. Do you think that Disney surpasses Netflix?
I think they can. I do think they can.
Who are you betting with?
Again, if I got to bet, I might take my bet on Netflix because, like, this is my thing. They already won the streaming wars. Mm-hmm. They already won it, right? Now, I do think their streaming hold will start to decrease. You see YouTube, I think something came out recently about YouTube passing them with revenue or profits. They got the same amount of profits, I think. And then we already know with Amazon, Disney, and other big media companies coming into play, Netflix is forced to compete with them, so it makes them eat up their profits.
Right.
So
do you think that's a good strategy for Netflix?
To remain dominant, I think
it's a perfect strategy.
Right, to remain dominant. But this is what I'm saying though. Once they move into gaming, they're in a different stratosphere.
Right.
So can they move into gaming and pivot that way? Because if they can, I would bet on Netflix.
So if Netflix moves into gaming, then they begin
over Disney.
Right. Okay. Because I was going there. I was about to ask you about GameStop.
Go ahead.
Because at that point they're tapping into, they begin to take up market share in that arena, right?
Over what?
I ain't saying over GameStop,
okay,
but they begin to take market. They begin to take some of that market share,
right?
Coupled with the live stream or the streaming shares that they already have.
Yeah, but GameStop wouldn't even be competitors. It would be
Right. I'm not really isolating GameStop. I just brought them up as a reference
yeah,
point.
yeah. They shouldn't even be a reference point. It's Microsoft, it's Google, and Sony would be probably that. You know,
The
Epic. You could even bring in like an Epic Games, even an Apple maybe. Those would. So that's you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Disney doesn't really fit that.
Got you. But do you? So you bet you're betting with Netflix, or you're betting with Disney?
I'm betting with Disney to evolve and dive into a different industry.
Right.
Whereas though Disney stays Disney. Media. That's what they do. That's what they own. And they own a ton of it. But if Netflix can pivot, I'll bet on Netflix. And I think it impacts the stock market more if they pivot, which means I can make more money.
Okay. What's happening in the market right now?
So we have AMC in the red. That's what's happening in the market right now. But Wish is getting tortured right now. They're down 26.46% right now. SoFi, another one. We were just talking about SoFi, kind of bigging it up. They went all the way to 17, and now they're all the way back down to 15.39. That's going to be interesting. Keep our eye on that. Another one, Cardano. We was talking about Cardano. That's crypto. ADA.X is the ticker symbol.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
We talked about that yesterday.
Up. It's up.
Right.
What percentage is it up?
It's up 13.60 cents. Yeah, so decent returns coming from Cardano.
I got into Cardano at 6 cents. And I got quite a bit of it. So, and like I said yesterday, that's one of my.
Go ahead. I'm about to. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite. In the crypto market.
Yeah. For you to get in, this is why we were just talking about this, but we're gonna keep talking about this. For you to get in under 6 cents with Cardano, and it's over $2, it reached $3 and a little bit over. And it's just getting started.
Just getting started.
Like the opportunity with crypto is fascinating. It's really fascinating. So
they say it's the best opportunity to the biggest opportunity in transfer of wealth ever. You had a question, Antonio? Comment?
Yeah, so we have a comment in the live streams from Jerome Smith. Someone new into the stock. What's some good stocks to start with?
Let me say this. Our full disclaimer is this is not financial advice. We don't offer financial advice because we're not licensed. You need to check with a licensed financial advisor. Do your own due diligence so that you're protected. However, we do share our insight in some of the stocks that we're involved in. With that being said, Jerome, Dayton, what are some of the ones that you just getting started into the stock market? What would you be looking at? I always believe in being safe, as safe as possible as well.
Yeah, and I'm more risky. So and since I'm saying I'm more risky, it's all about your strategy. It depends on what your strategy is. For me, I play momentum. I play catalyst, and I play retracements.
Okay.
So I don't really play fundamentals.
Okay.
I don't normally look at, the FANG stocks, even though I'm interested in them. I don't really look at them too much. I look at momentum, swing plays, trading plays, more so than long-term stocks. So the first thing before I can give you a ticker symbol or what stocks to look at, it has to be.
Give us some based on the trading, and I'm about to go there.
I'm about to go there. It has to be, what is your strategy? once you figure out what's your strategy, then you start to put that your stocks in that criteria. So based off of my strategy,
which is trading.
Which is trading, which is
I'm just reiterating.
right, which is finding stocks on a good retracement or finding stocks that has a catalyst coming up in the near future. 2 stocks that I'm looking at, one that I'm not in and one that I am in, is SoFi. So we just brought that up. That's ticker symbol SOFI. Ticker symbol SOFI. SoFi is a fintech company, and we were going to talk about this. We could save it for later. But SoFi can potentially start to compete with Robinhood. They are a online banking service that will slowly start to breed themselves into everything financial.
Yeah.
Everything financial.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So that means stocks, loans. You'll probably be able to even buy crypto on SoFi. I think SoFi is a good option to look at. Its 52-week high was 28.26. Right now it's at 15.42.
Oh, that's a good buy.
So it's a good retracement. It's under
good buying
anything under, under $20. But I like it even a little bit sweeter. Anything under $16, which is it's under $16 right now. For me personally, that's a sweet zone. That's a good buying opportunity. Another one I can bring up is a pharmaceutical company, or a medical company, however you want to look at it. AT&F. AT&F, ticker symbol AT&F, 180 Life Sciences. They're right now at 8.15. Pre-market, they're up 0.12%, so that's not really nothing. I'm actually into this stock, AT&F. They have some and the reason why I'm playing this, they have some catalysts coming up. If their trial periods succeed on the medicines that they're bringing to the table, it will impact inflammation. Inflammation is one of the biggest things that impact humans.
And especially that'll be great for the sports world. You know, you think about athletes, they suffer with inflation all the time. Go ahead, Datwan.
Thank you for adding that. So AT&F is what I'm currently in, and I plan to keep building my position. They have their trial periods results coming out in the fall winter time. So that's what I'm getting prepared for. I want to keep building my position all the way until fall winter time. And then if the trial periods go correct, which I'm betting on that they will, it can run.
Okay.
It can have a huge run.
So those your 2. Oh, go ahead, Antwain.
So we have another comment in the live chat from It's Binky Man. His question is, what piqued your interest with Cardano? Is I'm saying that right?
Cardano.
Sorry about that.
No, you good. Go ahead.
I do a lot of research. I tell everybody, before you invest in anything, especially in the crypto space, Cardano is a crypto stock that Binky Man is asking about. Your 2 main things that you should look at before investing into any crypto is, number 1, what's the use case, right? What problem does it solve, right? And then secondly, who are they partnered with? Those 2 things, if both of them check my yes box, then I'm going to pursue them progressively. Cardano has been elected or chosen, I should say, to build out the infrastructure of 5 countries in the African community, in Africa. I'm sorry.
I was just about to ask you a question. What buying opportunity do you see as far as price point? When do you think is a good time to get in on it?
Well, for me, it's had its retracement, is on a run up now. The thing with stocks, well, let me answer the question more directly. Stocks will have this up and down pattern continually. That's just the nature of the game. However, we're very, very early in this space. Cardano is a asset that will be competing with Ethereum. I would load the boat now. However, it may be a better opportunity at I'm under $2 because it's currently above $2.
Right.
But I'm continuing to add to my position because of where I perceive it to go in the future. Right now, Ethereum is up over $3,000. Cardano is projected to take some of that market share. So if you're looking at a range from $2 plus to over $3,000, that says it all to me.
Right. That speak volumes. All right, let's look at Apple real quick. Did we have any other questions? No. Okay.
Yeah, Apple, because that's one of the stocks. Like I was saying, Datwan's strategy is a little different than mine for the most part. But Apple is something that I'm heavily invested in. Go ahead, Datwan.
No, Apple right now is up on the day. And it's really been having a quiet bull run. Like, nobody's really talking about Apple. I think it dipped all the way to 126, 127, around that range.
Well, no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It did a reverse split. Apple, I got into Apple before the run-up last year in the third or fourth quarter. And I was able to get it at about $200 and something, and it ran up all the way to 500 plus, and did the reverse split, just like Tesla.
You gotta explain what a reverse split is.
Okay, so a reverse split is when a company offers the share price. I mean, for every one stock, you get so many more stocks. In the case of Apple, for every one, I was able to gain 5. I was awarded 5. So when the split happens, the price retraces that same amount. So if you divide the $500 that it ran up to in the 5 stocks that I was awarded, it reduced the price to 100 and something. So it wasn't really that much of a. What it really did was Apple didn't lose the value. It been evaluated at $1 trillion plus company because I have the shares are comparable for the price. Mm-hmm. You understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead, keep explaining what you were saying about Apple.
Apple. The reason I'm so bullish on Apple, Tim Cook was asked the question recently. So most people, think of Apple for the iPhone, the iPad, and the MacBook computer. But Apple is a very innovative company at large. Tim Cook was asked the question, what do you think in the next 5 to 10 years, by 2030, that Apple's greatest impact will be known for? Guess what his response was?
What was it?
Healthcare. The impact that they have in healthcare. So when you traditionally think of Apple, you would never conceive that will be their greatest impact on society. So that tells you where they're moving at.
Right.
So, and you always say this, that you think Apple is undervalued.
Right.
I agree with you 100%. Go ahead, you got a comment.
No, it's interesting because when we talk about healthcare, it's a lot of money moving into healthcare.
So much money.
Warren Buffett has been talking about getting into healthcare, if not already into it. Bill Gates is another person that was talking about getting into healthcare. Walmart is quietly moving into healthcare and really other venues as well. I think the industry of healthcare is something very interesting. So for Apple to be getting into it, it's interesting.
I think that Facebook is getting into healthcare as well. I just want to pull up something to support that.
Yeah.
In India, I believe that let me just pull up the order. If my memory serves me correctly, and I am bullish on Facebook as well because they're getting into the SoFi space as well.
The SoFi space, you mean?
Not SoFi. I'm sorry, fintech.
Yeah.
You know, financial space,
Right.
financial technology.
Right.
But go ahead, Datwan. You were saying something while I'm pulling this up.
Yeah. So just to recap, Apple, like I said, they've been having a solid bull run as of late. Their 52-week low is 103, and that 52-week high is 150 due to the reverse split. So it's basically at its 52-week high. It's at 148.99. I'm interested to see where you think the price target goes.
For what?
Apple.
I think Apple easily gets back up to the $300, $500 price range, and even exceeds that within the next 3 years. Largely because they're shifting over into the healthcare space, and what's happening or what has happened with this pandemic has changed the world as we once knew it. So it's a lot of opportunity in that space, and it's a big market share. It's a big marketplace, and I think the opportunity is just is so vast.
Right. Did you pull up the article yet? Or
I'm pulling it up now.
Okay. So yeah, that's really our sentiment on Apple. What it's another stock that we were talking about earlier. I can't really remember what it was. Was it? It wasn't Sensonic. What was the stock called?
What you said we was talking about it earlier?
Yeah, I can't really remember what the stock was called, but let me just run down some more stocks. Palantir up 0.9%. Yeah, 0.9%. 0.36%. So they still on a semi-green day. Again, that's one of our favorites. Going back to Jerome's question, if I'm looking at a long-term stock, I think it's Palantir. I think ticker symbol.
You do know that they had their earnings yesterday?
Yeah, they had good earnings. They was up almost $2-3. Ticker symbol PLTR. I'm betting huge on Palantir long term. I am not in it yet, but I will be getting into it, and I think in the next year, 2-3 years, it's no telling what the price target will actually be for Palantir. I really feel like they are going to be one of the biggest tech companies in the world, and their business model revolves around data. And data in a recession, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, data doesn't go out of style.
Right.
Data doesn't go out of style. So Palantir is also on my watch list. And let's run down these EV charging stations, some of our favorite. We feel like I talk about the EV charging stations all the time. I'm not in no EV charging stations, but I think it's good buying opportunity there. Blank charging is at 34.09. They're having a red day, down 41 cents in the pre-market. Charge point $25 and plug power $26.24. So the EV charging station having another retracement. They honestly for the last month, EV charging stations have went down $3, up $3, down $3, up $3. So if you were looking to get in from a trader standpoint, it may be a good opportunity to get in now that it's retracing again.
Got it.
Yeah.
Really quick, I just want to correct myself with Facebook. It's the telecommunications industry. Okay. So they've invested into the biggest telecommunications platform in India. So they own stake in that.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's not healthcare for the listening viewers. It's the telecommunications industry and the biggest telecommunications company in the country of India. And we all know that India is a fast growing emerging market.
Right. So before we get out of here, let's touch on AMC real quick. Down 0.80 cent. in the pre-market. It had a good day yesterday, and it's having a red day today. How do you feel?
I feel with AMC, you just got to be patient. You just got to be patient and park your money. I feel this is the best strategy.
Yeah.
Versus trading it. If you get in now, just park your money and allow it to sit in this process to play out. They're bringing in regulations and amendments. They're passing laws to attack the problem of market manipulation. But I think that AMC, it's sound. It's a sound investment just based on the growing fundamentals that's in place now. But even more than that, the play, why everybody got excited about it, is because of the opportunity of the short squeeze.
Right.
But I think that everybody should just be patient, be patient. That's my best advice. Patience is rewarding.
Right.
If you can stand the test of time.
Right. So that's going to be it for us. If you're watching this right now, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate your support. This is Datwan. This is LJ. Thank you. We're out.